Earlier this summer, I was invited to a party. But you see, the people there, the crowd at the party, they weren't the kind of crowd that you would expect a 21-year-old to hang out with. Most people at the party were actually around 30, so literally 9 years older than me, complete strangers. I had never met them before. I didn't even really know the hosts. But I'm an open-minded person, so I said, you know what? Let's just do it. So I put on my fanciest dressing garments, and I headed down to the other end of town. To my surprise, it was a very good party. I had some amazing conversations, and I was very good at connecting with these people. So I was sitting there in this backyard, conversing with complete strangers about life and existence, the geopolitical inclination of the Disestablishmentarianist Association of Walter White's ostrich egg collection. The usual. However, I was actually invited to another party on the same evening by some other people my age. Luckily, because the party that I was currently at was run by some 30-year-olds, it started at 7 PM and then would finish quite early, right? So I did have enough time to go there and then have some time there and then go to the younger party. 9 PM rolls around and I'm actually kind of sad that I have to go because I was having such great conversations. But I knew that I would have some more great conversations with other people my age. At least so I thought. I arrived at the other party and no one is there. In fact, the people didn't even know who they were going to invite. I got there and that's when they started planning who they were going to invite. I was a bit bummed out about this because I just left a perfectly good party to come to this place where there's nothing going on. But after a bit back and forth, people finally start showing up and the party finally starts at 11:30 in the evening. However, it was completely unlike the party that I was at previously this evening. Everyone was just sort of sitting in a circle on a sofa, playing games, but not really. Everyone was just simply on their phone scrolling Instagram and TikTok whilst being social. No one at this party was actually being present. No one at this party was actually sitting there talking to other people actively without just being on their phone. So as I was sitting there observing people, I quickly put on my thinker's hat for a second because I just had a mad realization. This was a big realization that, shouldn't be the case. I looked around and I thought, I literally had a better connection and an easier time at talking to these literal 30-year-old strangers than the people my own age. How could this be? How could I have more to talk about with people that are literally 9 years older than me? Guys, I'm gonna give you the #1 best way to instantly lose all of your friends and make it harder to make new ones. Are you ready for this? The trick is to simply get on self-improvement. When you get on self-improvement, you're gonna notice that you're gonna have less and less in common with the people your own age. You're probably gonna outgrow some friendships. I actually heard a quote a while ago that was very eye-opening. It goes, if you feel like you have to dumb yourself down to fit in, you've outgrown the relationship. And oh boy, this quote will be truer for you than anything else. You're gonna feel like some of your friends are holding you back. You're gonna feel like it's hard to make new ones because, well, the people your age, you've just simply outgrown them. However, there is also a bright side to this. If you fully get on self-improvement, your life will get better. You just kinda gotta trust me on this one. And I know it will be harder making some new friends. But if you really want to go this direction, you will have some better relationships with people that are more like you anyway. So take a moment now to think, when this has happened in your life, do you feel like you had to dumb yourself down to fit in? Do you feel like you've outgrown some relationships? Are these people still in your life? And if yes, how do you feel about that? How do you feel when you are around these people? If you go all the way with this and you really evaluate your friendships, you see what people are holding you back and dragging you down and you let go of them, yes, it will hurt and you will lose some friends. You'll probably lose a lot, if not all of your friends. But because you are a self-improvement minded person, you're going to notice that it's not so bad after all. It's all about reframing your mindset and just accepting who you really are. A person that's striving for more.
Now people, it may seem like we're telling you to ditch all your friends, but this is actually not true. Be wary of this one mistake that I made that changed everything. See, about 3 years ago, when I started my self-improvement journey, I came to a point where I realized that most of my friends, they were kind of degenerates. See, all we did was drink all weekend. We didn't even have a real occasion. See, the only reason we drank was just for the sake of getting drunk. And we weren't at a party, we were literally just in a living room or on a park bench getting smashed. As a result of this, my entire weekends were wasted. I couldn't be productive at all because I was either intoxicated or I was hungover. And I really wanted to leave that friend group. Now coincidentally, I actually got into a relationship with this girl right when I got on self-improvement. What a coincidence. And this was great. I wasn't lonely, I still had someone to hang out with, but I had so much more free time and I was actually properly productive. So I felt like I had the perfect balance between social life and self-improvement. But eventually this all went downhill. See, fast forward a year, my girlfriend and I broke up and I was in a pretty dark place. Sure, my self-improvement skyrocketed afterwards, but the only problem was that I was completely isolating myself. I was only working, I was on that monk mode, hustle and grind, disappear for a year kind of phase. And this may seem cool, but eventually I had a big realization. See, improving myself so much actually made me worse in other aspects. Even though I got better in the gym or at meditations, I became more antisocial, I wasn't that fun to be around, and just generally became a lot more socially awkward. So my social skills actually declined as a result of me being on self-improvement, which is pretty counterintuitive if you think about it. This is what I like to call the self-improvement trap. In the self-improvement trap, I used to say things like, oh, I'm not going to go to that party because that's degenerate, or I'm not going to talk to that girl because, well, she doesn't seem very high quality anyway. Or maybe something like, I don't want to talk to girls because they're a distraction anyway. And you might have said the same things as well in the past, so listen up because you might be in the self-improvement trap as well. Eventually, my friend Jacob helped me find out that this was just all a big cope. See, the reason I didn't go out was not because of self-improvement. I used self-improvement as an excuse to not go into these uncomfortable social scenarios and completely isolate myself, which actually made me less confident and a lot less risk-taking. So the simple solution was actually simply incorporating social scenarios, social events, into my habits. Imagine making it a habit to do 3 social things every single week, even if they're just small things like going to a barbecue for an hour or 2, or maybe talking to an old friend on the phone. And this actually helped. Now a year has passed and I'm completely out of the self-improvement trap. I started dating again, I started uni, so I've got a very vibrant social life, and I'm actually friends with a lot of my old friends again. And the reason I'm able to do this, even though I'm still on self-improvement, is simply by setting boundaries. See, if I tell people, oh, I'm not going to drink today, or I'm going to go a bit earlier today so I can get some good sleep, they actually ended up respecting you. And the people that wouldn't respect that, just cut them out of your life anyway. And this completely transformed my life because I can finally say that I found the balance between being social and improving, since being social is a part of self-improvement. So guys, don't make the same mistake that I did. Sure, monk mode is nice, hustling, disappearing for a year is nice, but you can do this in phases of maybe 3 months and then incorporate the social things into your habits right afterwards, because this is going to change your life.
Wow, what a banging episode. Don't forget to check out this video as well. We'll see you there.